right, y'all, I am back with part 2 of more makeup that influencers made me buy. Was it worth it? Max Stack. At first, I really liked this mascara. I thought it looked so good because it makes your lashes look really chunky and really big, and who doesn't want that? I know I certainly do. The only thing is this is really expensive and it dried out really quickly. Like, it dried out quicker than the average mascara does, in my opinion. And at 31 bucks, that's disappointing. Like, this is just a goopy mess now. I am not gonna rebuy this. I don't think it's forever stackable also. Like, once you get around the third coat, at least on my lashes, they do get just as chunky and gross as any other mascara would. So I don't really believe the claims. It is a nice mascara, but not when your $31 mascara dries up within a couple weeks. So am I a sucker with this? Absolutely 110%. It was blowing up everywhere. I wanted it. I needed it. Don't need it anymore. It's going in the trash. Up next, Makeup Forever. This is the Matte Velvet Skin. This is a face powder, my friends. This is the best powder foundation I have ever used in my entire life, hands down, no competition. I love the Kosas ones. If you've seen my last video, I love the Kosas Cloud Set powders. I stand by that. Those are amazing. This beats that, blows it out of the water. It is just so smoothing, so blurring. I'm gonna show you. That's how much I believe in this. Just gonna take a little bit on my sponge. I'm gonna press a little bit under the eyes. And just a little bit so that it doesn't get cakey or anything. Look, so freaking smoothing. It provides great coverage. It doesn't look cakey. I mean, obviously don't put on too much, but it doesn't look cakey. And my skin has never looked better than when I wear this. Truly, honestly, 100%, this is amazing. It's worth it tenfold. I can't say enough about this powder. I recommend it to everyone who asks me for a powder foundation. This is the one. Am I a sucker with this? No, I don't think so. I actually waited a really long time to buy this. This has been on the market for a few years and I only got it like a year and a half ago. And I wasn't really sure if I wanted to get it because of the price. However, it is so worth it. So I don't think I'm a sucker with this at all. I think that is absolutely worth the price. Up next, Pat McGrath herself. This is Midnight Sun. So one of the lesser liked, the lesser bought palettes from Pat McGrath. I do love her quality and her shadows. I think this is a really pretty palette and this is the one that most people don't like. So that's interesting because if I like this one, I wonder how I would feel about any of the other ones. However, they're really pricey and I don't want to drop $128 on an eyeshadow palette. So am I a sucker? Absolutely, because you don't need to spend this much on an eyeshadow palette. However, they are so nice and so beautiful. I wouldn't say that you can't get this look with any other palette. However, it is quality that I have never tried or never been able to find elsewhere. I do use it pretty often. So for me, worth it. Probably a sucker though, because again, you can just go to ColourPop and get like a $12 eyeshadow palette and get a very similar look. Will it be the same quality? Probably not, but will it look nice? Yes, but I don't regret buying it. Next up, this horrible foundation. Now, obviously that gives it away immediately, but am I a sucker? Yes, I'm a sucker. I got the Bounce Liquid with Longwear Foundation from Beauty Blender. I got this foundation because Tati, who I used to love and adore, that's another story for another time, recommended this. She, back in the day, said it was her favorite foundation, so I was like, okay, I have to try it. The packaging is super annoying, but that's not even why I don't like it. It is the driest looking foundation. It just never looks good on my skin. It never sits well on my skin. It's like Sahara Desert. I hate it. It is such a waste of money. And people said that a lot of people said that it gave them a really nice finish, but it just never did that for me. And I hate this foundation. I mean, you can see there's so much left in here. I'm never gonna get through it. I think the only reason why I hang on to it is because there's so much left. I feel bad getting rid of it. Like, I cannot physically get rid of it because there's so much left, but I just hate it. I think I've maybe used it like 5 times, but that 5 times too many. So yes, I'm a sucker. I used to buy everything that Tati told me to buy, and this is probably my #1 regret. This Natasha Denona palette, I am wearing it today. I mean, look, Everyone and their mother talks about Natasha Denona online. This is my first official Natasha Denona product. I have tried her formulas before, but I never actually owned a palette before. I am not sure if I think this is worth the money yet or not. So this is going to be a TBD from me. Let me know in the comments down below if you would like to know how I feel about this palette. Just hear me out for a second. So this is a pretty expensive palette. I did get it during the Sephora VIB sale, so I got 15% off, but it's still very pricey, right? I used one of the shimmers over here, and I used some mattes from over here, thinking it's all one palette, it's all cohesive, and they all look like they would match, right? Nope. It looks like I punched myself in the eye. I have to redo the look. It just looks terrible. And the shimmers don't match with all the mattes and vice versa. In my opinion, if you're paying that much for a palette, I feel like every color should be cohesive enough that it can match with the other color. Not that it should be the same color, but the shimmers should be able to lay on top of any matte in a palette. That's just my opinion, because not everyone is going to be a professional makeup artist. I am the first to admit I definitely don't have the most skill in the world. I learned everything I know just from watching YouTube. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend for a second that I know everything about makeup and I'm amazing, and I'm not. So when I look for a palette, I like to know that the colors that I'm going to use are going to be cohesive and a nice color story for me so that it's easy for me. This was not easy because, again, I used two different mattes first, and then I went on with a shimmer, and it just didn't match at all. It looked like I had punched myself in the eye or something. It was just like a purpley mess. Then I went over with some more pink tones and then another shimmer, and then it evened out a little bit, and then I had to wipe some shadow off, and this is what I ended up coming up with, which looks fine, but I just feel like it shouldn't have been that hard. I mean, the quality is amazing, but again, the color story, I think every single shadow should be cohesive, unless there's a caveat to the palette where it's bright colors or one side of the palette is one theme and another side is the other theme, whatever. But this is all a very wearable, everyday type palette, so I feel like every color should go with each other. And then especially because it's not like there's a ton of shimmers. The lid, really, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I mean, there are darker shimmers, but I don't really consider that a lid shimmer because I'm looking for something bright to put on my lid. So maybe like 6 shimmers. You should be able to put that with any of the mattes and they should all look good. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm being too picky, but also this is a very expensive palette. So I'm gonna keep testing that one and I'll get back to you. But for now, I don't know. Sucker, TBD, but I'm leaning towards yes. Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. This is the tinted hydrating gel cream. I'm wearing this today and I think this is really nice. I don't think you need to spend this much money on a tinted hydrator gel cream. This was $22 and it's the smaller size because I wanted to just see if I liked the color and everything first. I don't think that I was a sucker. I think this is worth it, but it is very pricey. I don't think you need to spend this much on a product like this. Honestly, I don't think you need to buy this product at all. You can just take your foundation and mix it with some moisturizer, and there you go. However, if you like to have a gel or if you like to have a tinted hydrator, this is really nice, and I don't think it's not worth the price. I just think in general, if you want to sheer out whatever makeup you're wearing and just have more of a light makeup day, again, you can just mix your foundation with a moisturizer. Sucker, no, but necessary, also no. All right, my last product for today, this Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick. These were going viral on TikTok, and yeah, I saw it, and yeah, I wanted it, and it's like a squeaky door. This is the Shimmer Brick Compact in bronze. I actually did an earlier video with this where I compared it to my Juvia's Place Warrior palette, and they're so similar, and you get a lot more product in the Juvia's Place, and the Juvia's Place is much better quality. So clearly I am a sucker because this is not worth it. I don't think that this has good pigmentation. Mine's particularly chalky. It's expensive. Such a sucker. You don't need this. There are better palettes for much, much cheaper. You get more product with the Juvia's Place. It's better quality with the Juvia's Place, and it's like $10, $12, and this is a lot more. Also, why does this sound like a creaky door. That's just annoying to me. And that is my part 2 of makeup and beauty that influencers influenced me to buy and whether it was worth it or not. I hope you found this helpful. Stay tuned. I am currently doing a Kate Somerville exfoliate video. We'll see if this was worth the money. If I'm a sucker, I'm going to be trying this out for 30 days, the entire system. So wish me luck and I will see you then. But before you leave, please like, subscribe, comment down below. You know the drill. Just press all the happy buttons on the page and I will see you in my next video.